Let's break down Jim Halpert's behavior, see why he does what he does through the lens of the disc profile.
Hey, can I talk to you about something?
About when you want to give me more of your money?
No,
Did you want to do that now?
Look,
We can go inside. I'm feeling kind of good tonight.
I was just, I'm in love with you.
What?
I'm really sorry if that's weird for you to hear, but I needed you to hear it. Probably not good timing. I know that.
What are you doing? What do you expect me to say to that?
So this was pretty daring for him to take his shot. He knows that she's engaged to somebody. Of course, he knows it's his last shot, most likely, because if he doesn't tell her, he's going to regret it, and he doesn't want to live with regrets, so he tells her.
About 10 minutes ago. No, I didn't know what to say. Yes, I know. I don't know, Mom. He's my best friend. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I think I am. I have to go. I will. Listen, Jim.
So he took his shot, got shot down, realized, you know what, maybe if she kissed me, that would be all it takes, but that didn't work. But this is very, very daring. Now understand that he's been waiting, I think it's 3 years that he's been at the office, and he's been interested in her, but he's not done anything, and he finally does it here. So high D's can also be pretty impulsive. He gets shot down by Pam, and he goes off to Stanford. He goes to a whole new office because his time is done here. There's nothing else. And he is driven. He is determined. He was determined to hang on for however long until he took his shot. Now that seems that it's not going to happen, he's going to move on to other things.
Totally.
Pam. Sorry. Are you free for dinner tonight?
Yes.
All right. Then it's a date.
So here he's done with Karen. He knows that's over. And he knows that Pam is single. He's going to go do the thing that needs to be done, which is go back to that opportunity. And he does ask Pam out, and we all know what happens after that.
Got it a week after we started dating.
Here's somewhere else where it shows the high D impulsivity. A week into them dating, and he buys a ring. He knows what he's going to do. He's been determined. This is just how it's all going to play out. And if it didn't work out, whatever, he just deal with it.
Today's a big day. Today is the day that I show Pam the house that I bought for us. Without telling her. But it's my parents' house. The house I grew up in. And yeah, I bought it kind of impulsively. I mean, the price was good and she's gonna love it. Right?
Now, obviously, he and Pam did get together, and he goes so far as to buy a house without her knowing. That is completely a high D behavior. They do what just makes sense to them. Why waste time? Just go do the thing that they want to do. They know what's best, and that's exactly what he did. He also did that with the Philadelphia startup, where he just went and did that. Then he did the investment. These are all high Ds. They make a decision and they move.
Why don't we just do one big shared party?
What?
There are 13 people working in this office, so 13 times a year, Michael gets a cake and balloons and some sort of joke gift and makes a toast. We can just have one big fun party, and everybody's happy, and nobody wastes their time.
Planning committee is a complete waste of time in a high D's mind, and I'm a high C. I get that too. There's just a point where it's like, wow, there's so much to do. Let's just all have one day that's for everyone's birthday. It's kind of crazy, but from that task-oriented perspective, that's what they're likely going to do.
Jim, I want to apologize for how I treated you last year. I lost sight of myself, and now that I've quit the rat race, I realize there's so much more to life than being the youngest VP in the company's history. I've even started volunteering, giving back to the community.
That's great. You're talking about your court-ordered community service?
I don't need a judge to tell me to keep my community clean.
But he did, right?
Now, a big thing with high Ds is they really don't mind confrontation too much. And I decided not to pull all these clips up, but there is this one with Ryan that I think really makes the high D. This is an uncomfortable situation. Here's someone who's apologizing, and he's still making him feel uncomfortable. There's a little bit of one-upsmanship, trying to put Ryan in his place. That is also a high D behavior.
Definitely could use a pick-me-up.
Actually, funny story. I didn't get it. I shouldn't have been so cocky about my rectangle holding skills after all.
You're not serious, are you? You didn't get any of the recital?
No, I got the teacher introducing them and then the applause afterwards, but not so much of the middle part.
Come on, Pam. Pam, I asked you if you could use the phone and you swore that you knew how.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sure we can get a copy. A lot of people were taping it.
Oh, great. So we'll see somebody else's kid with CC in the background? I mean, it's really not that hard to film a video.
Is there... You want to ease up a little bit?
Look, Pam, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, what do I do? It's gone. That moment's just gone. I missed it.
I don't know. Jim, maybe you should have been there.
You're not serious, right? I mean, how is that fair? I'm in Philly. These are my days in Philly. You've agreed to this.
You know what? I don't think you want to start a conversation with me about what's fair, okay? This is way more intense than I ever...
I'm not explaining this to you. Pam, I'm not going over this again. I don't know how else...
We need you.
I don't know how else to tell you, okay? I'm doing everything I can every week to bring home something for our family.
I am trying to make everything perfect here, okay? So that you can have everything that you want.
I'm doing this just for me? Is that what I'm doing? I'm doing it just for me. If that's what you think, then this is a really sad night. But you know what? I gotta go. Okay?
Yep.
We'll talk tomorrow?
Yep.
I saved this last clip for last because this is one of those negative sides of this D profile, which is when they get into a position where there's low resources or unhappy, they will attack. And he unfortunately kind of attacks Pam unfairly in this situation. He's not a bad guy, but this is just one of those behaviors. Every letter of the disc has moments where they're not at their best, and this is the way it shows up for a high D. So where do all the pranks come in? I decided not to do the pranks because everyone's seen those. They're all over YouTube. I don't need to really throw them in. I'm sure you can come up with some off the top of your head. But those pranks, I think those are a high D thing. George Clooney loves pranks. There's some other people, some other actors, can't think of the top of my head, but they're high Ds as well. They want to... There's a little bit of one-upsmanship in, I think, pranking, getting someone. Myself, being a high S, high C, I hate when people get me. So I don't let anyone know they affected me. That's a high S. I think the high D, because they're external, they want to get people. So that pranking makes complete sense in that case. I's are also about having fun. So the D is about being a little bit more practical. And the I is about having fun. This is him having fun, making the best of a bad situation, being stuck at this office. Because that scene where he takes over while Michael goes out and does Survivor or whatever for a day, he realizes that he could be stuck there, and that kind of scares him because that was not his plan, just like it wasn't Michael's. So I think this all plays into it and just gives a little bit more rounding to these great characters that I think fill a disc profile very well. Well, I hope you liked this breakdown. I hope it helped you understand what a high D profile shows up as. If you want me to do any of the other characters, drop it in the comments. Let me know who I should do next.